Yes, sir, Rob. My bad. I was on mute. But appreciate you guys pulling up, man. What we doing right now is I'm giving you guys an episode of Double O's Corner Room. On today, on today's episode of the Corner Room, I'm gonna give y'all a four-play mini scheme from the Dime 2-3 wheel. Cause I know it's off meta and a lot of people don't run it. Yes, sir, Macabre. I'm just giving a quick teaching, and then I'm gonna come back with the real stream after this one. So the real stream is coming after this one. This is called Double O's Corner Room, where I just usually do an episode here and there, and I'll give a scheme that I use. You know what I mean? So but okay, let's get to it. Dime 2-3 wheel is found in 8 playbooks, but only 4 of the 8 playbooks have the Max Sting 3 play right here. Hold on, let me go to it real quick. So yeah, there's 8 playbooks that have Dime 2-3 wheel, but only 4 of them have this Max Sting play in there. And the 4 playbooks that have it is Tampa Bay, which is the one I'm using. New York Giants have a Dime 2-3 wheel with the Max Sting. Pittsburgh and Tennessee. So those are the 4 playbooks you could find this scheme in. Unless you run a custom, then you could just put it in your custom or whatever it may be. Alright. But you know the reason this is my first year running this Dime 2-3 wheel defense. In Madden 23 and 24, I was running Sugar Week and Dime 1-4 primarily for my Dime set. But when I started playing college earlier this year, I liked it, the Dime 2-3R that they had on there. And I still wanted to have Dime 1-4. So this was the only playbook, well not the only playbook, but this was the only scheme that had the 1-4 and the 2-3 wheel together. So that's why I'm using the Tampa Bay, and it has my 245R mug. Yeah, only 4 got this scheme, Macabre. Yeah, that's why I'm putting it out, so the people could get an idea of something different they could run that's not meta. But my audibles, the 4 main plays that I'm gonna show you guys is DB Fire 2, cover 4 drop, cover 3 seam, and of course the play that I told y'all is only in 4 of the playbooks. Is the Max Sting 3. Most people don't run this Max Sting 3. I'm the only one that runs it. I'm one of the only people that run it. But I'm going to show you guys the success rates of the play. I've called this play 800 times, and I've only allowed an average of 6.9 yards. To me, that's good defense. I've called the cover 3 seam 493 times, and I've only allowed 7.4 yards. I've called a DB fire 487 times, and I've only allowed an average of 6.8 yards. I've called a cover 4 over 1,000 times, and I've allowed only 9.3 yards average. So that I'm trying to show you guys that the rate of success compared to the amount of times I run it is actually good. But anyways, your coach suggestions need to be auto flip off, auto lineman base, balance, and conservative. And then you could do whatever else you want to do. But let's come out in the Max Sting first. How I usually like to do my Max Sting is I pinch the whole line. So you tap R1 and you press left on this left stick. Down on the left stick. Yes, sir, Rob. Hit me in the Discord, bro. You could definitely let me know what's going on, bro. Appreciate you pulling up on me, my guy. But yeah, you pinch the whole defense. And I like to put hard flats on mine. Because sometimes them seam flats, they mess up the match and they'll leave a lot open. But let's do that again. Just the first time. Then I'm going to show y'all different adjustments. You could leave the seam flats. They work too. Sometimes you could contain, if the quarterback is running out, but it's good pressure, and it does stop the run. Sometimes it can get ran on, but it's very good. But if you want to make it better, I usually put hard flash right there, and I'll put one of the corners that's blitzing on a man assignment. So right now, that's how it should look for you, and then you contain. Yeah, it's risky. It's definitely risky. Like you gotta use it when you want to confuse somebody. But the pressure gets in. Y'all see that? Like, let's go to the replay. It's all predicated on the pressure. You're not gonna call this every play. You're only gonna call this play when you think you got, when you think you need a difference maker, when you want to risk and try to get a quick pressure to try to get them toe quick so you could get an interception or a game-changing play. So it's a risky blitz, guys. I'm not telling y'all it's foolproof, but when you use it at the right time, this play has made a lot of plays for me. But as y'all see, I only blitzed one of the cornerbacks this time, and the pressure still got in there. And the coverage is good behind it. Salute to the 5 in the chat. The coverage is awesome behind it. So if you could get a little pressure, it's going to come in screaming, and then the coverage, and then you could, and also I got Wilson on a blitz, but then I could go into coverage after I engage a little bit to give extra person out there, which is my user, So let's do this again. I'm just doing random offenses. Like right here, if someone came out in this formation and they don't have too many receivers out, I don't have to make no adjustments. I would just let it go, and I'll put the hard flats out there. And as y'all see, it's pretty good against the run. Hopefully they put some more shotgun out here. Like right here, I know usually that slot receiver, the inside receiver is going to be open. So what I could do is man them up to the inside receiver. Just send the other cornerback blitzing, engage a little bit, and if they pass, I go out. It's Madden. You should have got them. Y'all see it though. The blitz is getting in there. What I'm telling y'all is quick pressure, man. So that's the first play on the scheme. And if you're tuning in, you have to have your auto alignment on off. Your auto flip on off, your alignment on base, your cornerback matchup balance, your option defense on conservative. The reason I keep the cornerback matchup on balance is because people do a lot of motion plays. And if you got it on by overall or by speed, it's going to make people start moving all over the place, and it's going to mess up your defense. So if you keep it on balance, you don't got to worry about that problem. Because on this Madden, there's a lot of motion plays, there's a lot of RPOs, etc. So you don't want to have your people trying to match by speed and by overall, because all they got to do is motion one person, and the defense going to act like they don't know what's going on. All right, but that was the first play. I'm going to give y'all the blitzes. That was the first play of the scheme, and now I'm going to hit y'all with a DB fire. Same thing. You tap the right bumper, whether you're on Xbox, the top right bumper, whether you're on Xbox or PlayStation. Then you pinch the whole defense with the left stick. You push it down. And then usually how I do it is I blitz the user on the side that has the less receivers on it, and I try to get them on this little crash angle. And then sometimes you contain, sometimes you don't contain. I engage a little bit, then I go out into coverage if it's a pass. It's also decent run defense too. Again, you don't need to do nothing but pinch, get to the linebacker on the left side with that has the least receivers on the side. You blitz them, you contain or you don't contain. That's the setup. You don't need to do nothing else. You engage a little bit, you come. Like I said, this is all risk and reward, these blitzes I'm showing y'all. So you can't just run it the whole game. You got to run it on situations when you know you need some pressure. because the pressure is going to get in there. And trust me, people that you playing online are not the computer, so they are bound to make a mistake eventually, you know. And then you just engage a little bit. I hope they pass, but y'all see it stopping the run too. I got it on random plays, so we got to deal with it till they pass. I want to see some more passes with it, but y'all see it stopping the run though. And it's gonna get in there. They gotta make quick reads. And if they hitting you in the flat so much, you could always put the soft squats into a hard flat. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, Rob. I'm just showing y'all what I use. If you want to use it, go ahead. If you don't, hey, run what you run, you know. But I appreciate you letting me know the scheme that you run. Appreciate you, Rob. Let's work. But hopefully they pass the ball some more. You engage. You see, they could dot you up quickly if they know where to go to. But most people are going to panic when the pressure gets in there. But this is, I haven't done one of these in a minute, but I usually always do this, and I call it the Double O's Corner Room. So I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'm just giving y'all a quick 4-play mini scheme from the Dime 2-3 wheel. I know a lot of people don't use Dime 2-3 wheel, so I'm just trying to put it out there in case you want an off meta. Because most people that do Dime, they do 3-2, they do Dime 2-3 Sam, and of course the 1-4 with the loop blitz. But y'all see how it's just getting in there, especially if you blitz your user. You got to be mindful that you're blitzing your user so that you got to go and cover something. Salute to the 5 in the chat, man. Let's work. I'm going to come back right after this with a real stream, guys. But I just wanted to do an episode of the Double O's Corner Room because I haven't seen a lot of people cover the 2-3 wheel formation. So that's all I'm doing right here. Y'all see that? I want them to do a shotgun again. Okay, there we go. Hopefully they pass. Like I said, you want the angle of the blitz to be like this. I try to hit stick them right there. But trust me, the blitz is going to get there so fast, they got to make a quick decision. But both of those blitzes I just showed y'all, you got to use it when you know you're trying to get pressure. I'm not telling y'all to spam this the whole game. Like, trust me, I use this whole Dime 2-3 wheel bag and not, what's good, JB? I use this whole Dime 2-3 wheel bag, not just the 4 plays I'm showing y'all. But you got to use your discernment when to blitz. The next play in the mini scheme is the cover 4 drop, which is my most called play. But usually, I pinch the whole defense to give the same look like I'm blitzing. If you want to have a little better run stop, you bring the safeties down. I'll be forgetting to do that sometimes. Sometimes, to make the play better, I jam the tight end myself. So you just hard flat them, you jam the tight end, and you try to fill the gap on the run or whatever it may be. Again, R1, left on the analog stick, pinch. I always like the hard flats. Sometimes I leave it in the purple, but you know what I mean. Same thing. If I think one of these slot people are going to get off on me, I get to one of the linebackers and I hold L1 and I jam them. And then I wait. Yes, sir. This is a Double O's Corner Room episode. I'm going to come back with a real stream the next time. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, my boy. That's definitely smart to change up the defense a little bit when you do coach suggestions. But sometimes if I don't want to jam somebody and I want to come in to force a little more pressure, I'll play with the linebacker that's on the opposite side of the most receivers. And then I'll just come up in here. You don't even have to blitz, just come on so that it could get that little 3 or 2 bar thing down there. And then you just let your stick go. And then, You just flow with the rest of the defense or whatever. Simple, guys. You just pinch the whole defense to keep the same look like you were doing when I called the blitzes. You just want to give him the same look because when you pinch the defense, he's gonna always think, "Oh, he blitzing," but I'm not really blitzing. I'm putting coverages behind it. I'm putting blitzes behind it. We just mixing it up and stuff like that. But like right here, I would just come down here, the same thing, and we'll try to mug a little bit. Let him sit. Y'all see it, man. Y'all see it. You ain't got to do much, man. That's the cover 4 drop. That's the most called one I've used. So that's my most called play on any defense, I think. I've called that play 1,094 times, and I've only allowed 9.3 yards. That means the defense is good. And then the last play of the scheme is one of my favorite upcoming ones that I neglected a little bit and I start using it more. Is the cover 3 seam. With this one, you don't really got to pinch, but you can pinch to give them the same look. But you can use the linebacker, but the weakness on this play is the seam routes. If they hit you with a seam from the tight end or the inside receiver, that hook curl safety is usually gonna not play it or whatever. Yes, sir, Rob. I got you, and I'm gonna check your message in a minute. I'm just focused on finishing this, and same thing, guys. Pinch, but I usually like to play on the safety on this play. You contain, and I bring him down just so that I could cover, the seam route. Because the weakness of this play right here is the seam route. I always give up a big bomb to the seam, so I like to play on the safety. But you can play on that hook curl linebacker if you want to generate a little more pressure. But the pressure is going to get there regardless. You see what I mean? That's my fault because I came down. But I just wanted you guys to see that if I don't play that myself, that seam is going to be open. And of course, sometimes you can hard flat it and give them the hard flat route. And you could pinch your line, pinch the whole line in and contain, and that'll stop some run and get some more sheds for you. So, you could just mix it up. Of course, I add zone drops here and there. That's my fault. Yeah, bro, you good, but I'll show you guys in a real game when I load up the next game, because this is the exact same defense that I run in the real games that you guys be seeing me play. So I'm teaching y'all what I actually run, and I'm showing y'all the percentage of success in the amount of times I've called the play. But like I said, it's risk and reward, guys. So I'm not telling y'all you're not going to get dotted. They're not going to get yards on you. What I'm saying is mix it up and just keep them on their toes, and eventually you're going to make them make mistakes. I've made so many people, whether they won the game or not, make hella mistakes from running this same defense. Of course, I do more than four plays out of it, but these are the most. These are the 4 plays that I call the most, and these are the 4 plays that I use as my audibles. That's why I'm teaching y'all these 4 plays. But you can use other plays in the formation, and it's still gonna give y'all good results. And I'll show y'all those plays at the end, and we'll end the episode, and we'll come back with a real stream. But let's work, man. Like I said, it's risk and reward, and you don't even have to pinch. You could just contain, tap triangle, show 3, have them come in like that, come down a little bit, and just play it that way. You don't even have to pinch. But pinching just gives the same looks if you rewind back as when I did the DB Fire and the Max Sting blitz. It gives the same looks. It makes it seem like I'm blitzing. Like I say, sometimes you hard flat it, sometimes you don't, depending on, what the opponent is giving you. But y'all see the blitzer come in. Yes, sir, Robert. So appreciate you, man. All right, let's run it one more time, and then we're gonna show y'all some other plays, and we gonna end the episode. You know, appreciate y'all. Dime 2-3 wheel, 4-play mini scheme. Cover 4 drop, cover 3 scheme, cover 3 seam, DB fire 2, max sting 3. And y'all see how they're on them too. Like, and it works exponentially better in a real game than practice. But again, I'm going to show y'all the rate of success so that y'all can see what I mean. I've called DB fire 487 times, and I've only allowed an average of 6.8 yards. That is good defense to me. I've called a max sting 800 times, and I've only allowed an average of 6.9 yards. That's good defense. I've called a cover 3 seam 7.4 times, and I've only allowed 7.4 yards. That is good defense. You could call the hard flat version of it. You could call this safety zone, this free safety zone. You could use the cover 3 cloud, the edge blitz, the cover 6, edge blitz 3. I use that also. The zero blitz here and there. Of course, cover 4, which is part of the mini scheme. I've called that 1,094 times, and I've allowed an average of 9.3 yards. You could call the cover 2 hard flat, the edge blitz 1, the cover 3 lock, overload 3 seam press, cover 2 man. Basically, you could call more than 4 plays to Tampa 2, but I'm just showing y'all the 4 plays that I've called the most and the 4 plays that I have in my audibles. But I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in on this episode of Double O's Corner Room. Dime 2-3 wheel, 4-play mini scheme. You could find all these plays in 4 playbooks: Tampa Bay, New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Tennessee Titans. Appreciate you guys, man. I'll be back in a minute on a real stream, and we'll get our shit popping, get online, play some people, whatever it may be, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm gone. Let's work.